show draft is 3 weeks from today. I believe Matthew Hamilton. We are trying to weasel our way to the draft, to Green Bay. Real estate is very limited in the Green Bay area. We might be shacking up with my nephews, Sebastian and Evan, out in Appleton.
Hey, whatever we got to do to get there, let's make it happen.
I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. It's very weird. At a hotel. But welcome to the show. We have so much to get to. I do want to share with you before that I saw this, and this was in my hotel room.
Oh, boy.
I thought you might enjoy.
Did you try it?
You might enjoy. Yeah, it's empty. I drank it. So now I'm like, perfect. I'm a 10 out of 10, about to have like the best day ever. What?
That's not how you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to pour it into a bowl and dunk your head in it 3 times before you start the show.
I told you I never watched that video. Would you believe me? Never watched it.
Yes. I would 100%.
And Yudike Uzama is on the show. We've got Harold Fannin from Bowling Green on the show. Hamilton and I have a lot to get to. You were atypically very texty about this A block and what you wanted to talk about and lead as the driving editorial voice of the show. There was some breaking news, and then we had to change it all from yesterday to today because the Patriots have traded Joe Milton to the Cowboys. What does it mean? He'll be the backup to Dak, okay. Cooper Rush now ipso facto moves to Baltimore. Before that, Jerry tried to get and land a developmental quarterback behind Dak in Trey Lance 2 years ago. That didn't end great. And now we're taking another crack. We're taking a crack at Milton. I very much enjoyed engaging with Joe during the draft process. Last year, I believe he has a lot of potential. Dare I say, and the Dallas fans, maybe, I like it. Dak is entering year 10 and missed most of last season with the injury. I like this for Dallas. But there is bigger stuff going on, okay? This Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones, what do we want to call this? Thing, standoff, complication. There's always something, right? I was thinking about it yesterday as I was talking to Hamilton, prepping for what we wanted to say, and it's getting a little contentious, I know, and it gets blown up because it's great media fodder on the Cowboys ratings and all of that. But I did get to sit with Micah Super Bowl week, and I'd never met him before. I think he's very much who he is on camera, on the field, on his podcast. Like, I asked him about what his relationship is like with Jerry Jones. Do they talk? How often do they have a cocktail? So let's go back to this, you guys.
It just depends. Sometimes we'll just talk about life. We'll talk about financial decisions, his history and past, about losses, mistakes, like things that he could have done better on. Or, we'll talk about the future of the team, what I think about someone, prospectively, where I want the team to go, how do we get back on a winning chain.
What does it feel like to be in that inner circle?
Honestly, I'm just working my way there. You know what I mean?
I think you're there, Micah.
We're coming closer and closer every time.
I think we're back. We're back? Yeah, okay, perfect. Love that. We're back. We're trying to figure things out. We've got Harold Fannin coming up, checking in. So if you have any questions for him, let me know. You hear that clip and, things are supposed to be great. Things are looking good between all of them. And I hope that they can just, even though it's a business, figure it out. We know Micah deserves to be in that, $40 million a year range with Miles. And let's take a look here at the Cowboys value him. Let's cut to the chase and get it done, right? And if history tells us anything, I don't know. Let's take a look. We went back through Harry and how he's handled extensions with other superstars over the last 30 plus years. There is a pattern here. The majority of big negotiations they've dragged out. We know this. It's sort of like their MO. But what you hear, remember how long it felt like the CeeDee Lamb deal was taking forever? That was the quickest resolution on this list that you're seeing. You look at some of the others, Michael Irvin, Dak, Zeke, they all got theirs right before week 1. Emmett literally had to hold out the first 2 games to get his done. Jason Witten back in 2011, that went into the season too, I think 2 weeks. Tony Romo, DeMarcus Ware. Want to know when those talks went into? Holla freaking ween, people. This is just what it is. This is a Jerry Jones experience. I don't know. He likes to dance. He likes this sort of situation. He likes frustrating, dragging things out. I don't know what he's Jerry Jones. But he pretty much always seals the deal, right? Superstars barely leave Dallas. Hamilton, when was the last time a superstar left Dallas when they're in their prime?
can't remember one that's contract is up that he let get away that was, on that level. He usually gets them locked up, and he usually gets them locked up at the top of the market, which is great for those players. Like we had on the full screen, all those guys were paid in the top 3 at their position, most of them number 1 at their position. So from a player perspective, you love that it gets done and you get paid that much. From a fan perspective, a team building perspective, that's not always what you want, because he ends up paying them top of the market when he could pull a Howie Roseman and get things done earlier and save some money.
You brought up Howie, not me, but I mean, it's such a right. Howie Roseman's MO is I want to make everyone feel stupid. Mara, and now this with the Cowboys, like he's paying Saquon 9 years early, like it's, it's. But I will say, like, have you ever heard of somebody, Hamilton, who just like likes to make things a little more difficult?
That doesn't ring a bell at all. I can't imagine who you'd be talking about.
It's Jerry. It's how it's going to happen, and he's not going to change now. You can't. If I've learned one thing in my past few years on this earth, Hamilton, it is that you are not going to change somebody in their older years of life. Okay? He is who he is. We have to embrace it and keep it going. Okay, Cowboys, by the way, FanDuel Sportsbook. Let's talk about this. They are getting the 3rd best odds to win the NFC East. You got to do this over on FanDuel Sportsbook. We have so much great stuff going on. And it's something of a long shot, by the way, at plus 700. I don't know. They should be. The Eagles Commanders, what they did last year, I get it. They're tied for the 9th best odds to win the NFC at plus 2,900. Seahawks and Falcons, not exactly where you want to be, Cowboys, but a great time to buy low if you are a believer. Will Zalatoris said he's been on this planet for 28 years, still trying to be a believer of his home team, the Cowboys. We also got some news yesterday, guys, on the NFL draft front. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that the Browns and the Giants, they're both unlikely to take a quarterback at 2 and 3 respectively. I mean, do I believe this? Right now, yes. In 3 weeks, maybe not. But a month ago, I think that would be hard to believe. Like, how could you pass on finding a quarterback? But the Giants signed Russell and Jameis. I mentioned for Kirk Cousins to Cleveland seems legit. Both squads can get by in 2025 without drafting a quarterback. And we talked to Matt Miller, also of ESPN, yesterday. He said, if you don't fall in love, you can't get one. We heard Sean Payton saying, I want to fall in love. So if that's not the case here, do not settle. There's another thing I've learned. Do not settle. If you're not in love, move it. Keep it moving. Especially when there's guys you can fall in love with, like, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter is on the board. You have to explore all of your options. Well, I still think both of these teams drafting a quarterback in the 2nd round or trading up and into the back half or the first to get like a Milroe or a Dart might be the thing. Ham, is there like an Arch Manning thing at play here?
I think potentially, yes, because I don't think, we've learned over the years, like these GMs don't look at a single draft in a vacuum. Yeah. And he is eligible for next year's draft. That doesn't mean he'll necessarily come out, but he is eligible for next year's draft. Yeah.
Why make a commitment? It's like, why are there so many relationship matters?
Here we go.
In this thing today. It's all timing, but if you know that there's a chance that person you've been pining after, that's the clear person that you would like to make a commitment to, is like a year away from getting out of their relationship with a college, like, do you wait? Do you settle? What do you do? Do you give, you want to land Arch next year. You also want nobody else to be able to get their hands on Arch next year. Do you think about trading down to get more ammo for 2026? I know there's some questions with Arch. We haven't seen him have a full season in college. There's some risk to the approach, but these things do not exist in a vacuum. So I don't know. I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts here, everybody. Would you be okay with punting on a quarterback in this year's draft, Browns fans, Giants fans, in order to take a swing at Arch next year with a lot of variables still unsolved? You guys let us know at Up and Adam Show. Up next, Harold Fannin Jr. is on the program. We are going to do a little Hall of